do. I paid for it for a month. Yeah, I used to do it on my sister's student account, so it was like $5 a month, which was well worth it. And she graduated and had to go and get married, and I don't have it anymore. So my life is tough. I don't care what Jeanette says. So hey everybody, happy what's today? Wednesday? I don't know. It's been one of those weeks. Happy Wednesday. Thank you guys for being on here. This is my first and third. I don't know if this is any different than Tech Mondays or Blue Syncs, but I'm not going to treat it any differently. I'm going to treat everybody as equals, okay? So, today we are talking about Canva. The reason we're talking about Canva, I'm going to do one of my favorite little things here, because this always works out well. There it is. Hey guys. So, the reason I want to talk about Canva is because first of all, it's a useful tool. I already saw Sam in the chat box up in Escanaba representing say, oh shoot, it's Nicole's birthday in Rockford. I forgot to mention that. Happy birthday, Nicole. Let's all take a minute and sing in your office for Nicole and wish her a happy birthday. I think she's 15 today, so we're 1 year away from driving. I don't normally get to make that joke, so I just wanted to take that moment for a second, Nicole, so I'm sorry about that, but happy birthday. Sam up in Escanaba even already said this in the chat, that Canva is one of her secret weapons, and it is a really cool tool. And I've seen it in the admin group a lot. We all know that nowadays every day is some sort of holiday, right? Like National Cookie Day, National, Swell Water Mug Day, National Picture of Your Dog Day, National Bic Pen Day. Every sort of day is a holiday, and a lot of times I've seen Jessica should be on this in the first place. She's trying to call me right now. Every day is a holiday, and in the admin group, I've seen a couple times people say, hey, can marketing make a quick graphic for this? Can marketing make a quick graphic for that? And a lot of times there are things that we should, right, like 4th of July and Mother's Day and Father's Day. But we had seen a couple times where it was like the day of, hey, it's National Cookie Day. Do we have a graphic for that? And sometimes we don't. And I wanted to show you guys this tool. I talked with Melissa and talked with the marketing team about it. Just a tool that you guys can use to create your own graphics. For basically anything, and we're going to go over how to do it, what they look like, and everything. But in the meantime, it's National Hot Dog Month, Sam says. So if you guys want to take what you learned today and make a National Hot Dog Month graphic, be my guest. So I want to show you a couple examples of what you can make on Canva. Basically, Canva is an online editing tool where you can create a bunch of really cool things. The majority of it for free, without any sort of watermark, without any sort of frustrating, banner across the bottom. You can make cool, modern, I hate using the word modern, but cool modern graphics for free. So I'm going to show you a couple of examples of stuff that I made today getting prepped for this. One is just a little yacht party graphic. I know that all of our offices have our annual yacht parties on July 24th at 6 p.m. next week. So I wanted to prepare a graphic for everyone for that. And then another one is an album cover where I just uploaded photos, I put text on it, and I wanted to show you guys examples of what you can do. Now these are both Square social graphics, but you can do just about anything on here. You can add logos like you can see, you can add frames, you can add borders. I was just on the phone with Lisa in Higgins Lake, and I think, yep, I see her on. Hi again, Lisa. I was just on the phone with her earlier today. We were talking about doing collages on Canva, and so you can do a lot from this tool, and that's what we're going to go over today. So the website to go to for this is canva.com, canva.com. Real quick, Max, I don't want to hear anything. Oh, he's not even on it.
What?
I don't want to hear anything snarky during my webinar today, okay?
Okay,
Not like last time. I just saw Max on the webinar. I'm not dealing with this crap today. So canva.com, canva.com. You have to create an account, and you do have to kind of go through the crappy little, confirm your email and click here to do this. And, it's all free. It's all, you don't have to really worry about any of the information kind of being given away or anything. But when I did it, I clicked on small business because there's a real estate section there. You could do large company, but I don't think there's really any need to. So I just did it as small business. They mainly just use that for stats. So I created my account. I already have it saved up here, so I'm going to log in with my info. And this is what it's going to take me to. This is basically my dashboard. Now, like I said, the majority of Canva is free. You see a little upgrade button down here, and you can access more templates, more designs. You can organize things a bit better. I don't know how much it costs for the professional suite, but I personally have never needed the thing on there. That would be nice for cool offices. That's not a bad idea, Sam. We'll look into that a bit more, see if it makes sense to do something like that. Right now we're kind of the goal is just to show it for offices and for like one-off projects, but that is a very good point. And we'll look at that for sure. I promise you that much. So, from here, yeah, that's where it says create a team, shared with you. From here, I'm going to click create a design. And basically what we're going to do right now is we're just going to go through the process of creating something, just creating a graphic. So you can see all of the recommendations here for just about everything. Obviously, the section you'll probably use a lot of is social media posts. But they've got recommended for you. You can make your business cards on here. If an agent wants to make their own business cards, they can use this and then send us the designs and we can print them as long as they're compliant. You've got documents. You can create actual flyers and forms. Blogging and ebooks, probably not something you want to do. You can see that CD cover one though that I used. I showed you earlier. Marketing materials like a menu, a flyer, a brochure, a gift certificate, social media email headers. Again, and I want to make this very clear too. This is not to take away you guys using the marketing team. I don't want you guys to think that we're trying to replace us with the Canva, because Canva can do some things, but it can't do everything. But this is an extra tool for you guys on the fly to create something if you feel the need to do so, and do something fun with that. So Sam says she's used it for several months on a daily basis. That's good though, Sam. I'm glad that you're comfortable with it because, like I said, it's a really cool tool. I don't need to tell you that because you're the one using it. So so we're gonna go click, like I said, click create a design. I'm gonna click for the sake of it. Let's go actually down here. I saw one that was under ads. This final section, there's Facebook ad. So I'm gonna click on Facebook ad, and this is where it's gonna take me. It takes me to, you can guess the name Canva came from Canvas, right? So it brings me to a canvas. On the left, the only way this is like Facebook ads is on the left over here. You're gonna see all of the options you have. This is where you're gonna create things. On the right, you're gonna see your canvas, where you're creating things. I'll make sure to turn my phone off. Where you're gonna move things around. So, as we see here, they already have loads of options that we can use. Now, just because we click on this Wanderlust one right here, does not mean that I can't change this background photo, change this text here, anything like that. But they're templates to start with, basically. You can see up here it says search 1 million plus images. You can find certain things here. So again, if I were to type in July as an example, I could search for what they have regarding that. So you can see they've got flag templates, they've got little graphics, balloons. If I wanted to, I could drag these balloons right over here. But yeah, that you can search for things. You can see the recommendations they give you. Like a lot of tools, and Sam, if I say something wrong, because it sounds like you are more comfortable with this than I am even, but if I say something wrong, please let me know because I want to make sure to give the correct information. But generally speaking, this tool is very intuitive. It's very drag and drop. It's very, click here, add here, minimize, maximize, just like a lot of other graphic design tools can be. So it's very simple to use. So my recommendation is, if this is something you're interested in, and I say this with Facebook all the time too, but if it's something you're interested in, when we're done here, or when you have time in the next couple days, go ahead and create your account and just play around, right? Go into create a canvas, start from scratch, and see what you can create. So I'm going to show you a template first, and then we're going to go start from scratch and make something completely new for a listing. Okay, so get out of people can see you. You've hidden webcam, but you're still sharing. Thank you for telling me that. Go to webinar. So I'm going to hide that. So yeah, I'm going to delete those balloons there. But you can see, like I said earlier, we pulled in. Click the trash can there. We pulled in this graphic. If I want to, I can change this text. All I did was hover over it and then click on it. If you hover over anything on your canvas, you are going to be able to take control of that. So if I click on the box right here below it, I can rotate this box a little bit. And if I click Command Z, I can undo it just like that. I can move it. I can do that. If I click on it again, you'll see up here there's the color for it. If I click on pick a color, I can use the whole circle here. I can pick one of the default ones. Maybe I pick this green right here. And just for the sake of it, yeah, we'll keep that. One thing I just noticed too is if you see here, change all, boom. I changed all of the blues here. Let me zoom in a little bit more. Maybe not. I changed all of the blues to that green. So if I find one that I like, I can do that to everything. But I'm not going to do that just for the sake of this one. So keep that like that. So maybe I do really like the way that this looks, but I do want to add something else. Maybe I want to add a compass. I have not searched for a compass, but I'm going to search that word. Perfect, a bunch came up. So so we took a template, we've got the text on here. If I want to change this font, just like anything else, I can highlight it and go up here and pick my font. Maybe I want it to match the one below it, so I'm going to make it in that font. But then I decided, I actually really like the old one. I think it's got a cool, like, wandering, like, obviously wanderlust sort of vibe. So I'm going to change it back, go back up to the top. Of course, it's not going to let me do that. There, I'm going to change it back to Special Elite like we did. So I saw this template, and maybe I thought to myself, oh, Wanderlust, Gifts for the Adventurous, and this is just me brainstorming, so don't, yell at me here. But then I go, you know what? Direction. What if we wanted to make some sort of recruiting post based off of this, an ad for recruiting, I guess. So maybe I want to take this this compass here. Or maybe I like this one because I like the colors here. I even clicked it and it popped right onto my page. I'm going to move it right over here to the side. And again, you can even see up here in the corner, the blue and the orange. If I want to change this blue to that green, boom, just like that. If I want to change the orange to that blue, boom, just like that. Or maybe, just for fun, I actually want to invert it. So I go back, and then you've got, so now they kind of match. Like, oh man, I'm getting myself excited by how cool this is turning out. So maybe I go, this is great. Now I want to change this Wanderlust, and I'm going to just delete it, and sing, and again, I'm making this up as I go, so don't make fun of anything that we write here. This is a safe space for everybody. But maybe I want to type in, looking for a new career, and obviously it's a little big. Let's try to make this for a new career, question mark, and I'm going to go ahead and like up here, just like you would on Microsoft Word, I'm going to make the text smaller. Or maybe I'm going to move it up here a little bit, and I'm going to make it 2 lines. So again, this is all literally just like Microsoft Word, where I'm just changing the orientation of it. I'm changing where I'm placing it. I'm going to move it up here. And then I'm going to highlight these 2 things. Move it underneath it. Click on this, click on the text. I'm going to center that. Oh, that didn't work out too well. Let me do this. There we go. I'm going to center that and say, I don't know, real estate. Your compass is pointing toward real estate. So again, pretty cheesy. Don't make fun of it. But what we did here is we took one graphic, right, one template that they already made, and changed it to match our desires, our kind of goals here. We can point you in the right direction. Thanks, Jeanette. See, this is why this team works out so well. Looking for a new career, we can point you in the right direction. That is genius. Bingo, look at that. Now, obviously these colors don't match the Coldwell Banker color scheme, and that's not necessarily the worst thing, because this looks pretty modern. I like this, I like the compass. Maybe I want to put it up here a little bit more. Maybe I want to center everything kind of in the middle. As I'm dragging this around, I don't know how well it's coming through on your guys' screen, but a little dotted line will appear across the middle of the photo. I can kind of see it on your screen. That will tell me this is on the middle. This is on the middle line. If I were to put it right here in the center, it will tell me, all right, this compass is now centered. Obviously, I'm not going to do that here because it's over things, but I'm going to bring it over to the right here, and I'm going to keep it where it was, just about there. And now I'm actually going to highlight all of these things here, and I'm going to move these down. I want these to be centered on that middle line too, so I'm going to wait for that middle line, and there it is. Boom. So just like that, we've got a custom-made graphic based completely off of a template that was about Wanderlust, and now we've got a real estate sort of thing. The next thing I'm going to show you is the part where we can make sure everything stays in brand. So on this left-hand side over here, you're going to see layouts, you're going to see elements, you're going to see text and background, but then you're going to see uploads. And you can tell, and I'm hoping I could delete a couple of these. You can tell here that I already uploaded a couple things. So the great thing is that once I upload something to my Canva account, I don't need to re-upload it. It's already going to sit there. One of these is the Schmidt family of companies logo. So maybe I'm just going to click on that, and boom, that's going to go right in the middle for me. I'm going to minimize that because that's a bit big. And I'm going to put it down, just down here, up here in the corner actually. Nope, that doesn't look good on the white. So I'll put it down here in the corner. I'm just messing with you. Where's it going to go? I'm going to put it down here in the corner. And now we've got a compliant piece of real estate. You know what I mean. You don't have to laugh at my jokes. I assume you all are all the time, but you don't need to tell me if you're not. I don't need that don't need that pain in my life. So move it up a little bit there. So boom, just like that, we have what I would call arguably the best graphic ever made, right? I think we'd all agree if we were all in the same room right now. So maybe I go, you know what? I don't want that logo. I'm going to click upload your own images. Actually, no, I'm going to save that for the next thing. So the last part of this is the graphic, right? Now, again, I don't know if this is actually a graphic I would put online. If it were for an event, we might want to add a little bit more text to the post, you know, like real estate career night, August 14th, something like that. But for the sake of this, if we were done, I'm going to check this question to make sure. Don't we need phone number, address under the logo to stay compliant? I'll unpack that in a little bit, Whitney. That goes into real estate law, which is the problem is that I don't have a solid answer because all of that information is going to be on the business page attached to this ad, and the way the company views it is that every post is an extension of the ad. Let me rephrase that. Every post is an extension of the page, and as long as all that info is on the page, we kind of view it as compliant and safe. Now the problem there is that is an interpretation of the state law, and this is Michigan specific. So sorry, you know, Florida and Ohio, you can take a real quick nap. That's interpretation of the state law that our board directors have literally told us is gray. When asked about real estate and social media laws, they will tell you it is a gray area. The laws that we are going off of are the laws that have been in place for 30 or 40 years. And the problem is that none of those laws are social media specific, right? Because they were made 30, 40 years ago. So to answer your question, is it compliant? In our interpretation as a company, yes. As long as this is being posted from the office page that has the address, that has the phone number, and says that, you know, we are an office, you know, the 28th Street office of Coldwell Banker Schmidt, Coldwell Banker AJS Schmidt, et cetera, et cetera. In that sense, it's compliant. If you were somebody who interpreted it that it needed to be on every single post, then no, obviously this is not compliant because it is not visible by looking at this. That's not how we as a company have chosen to interpret that rule. I'll go to bat for that every day, but I don't want to go too far into that. But the short answer is that it's a gray area. That there have been no court cases or no court cases, lawsuits, or situations to look back on to have precedence. So Wild West. So for the sake of it, we're going to call this graphic done. All you have to do, go up here and click download. It already recommends files for you, the file type. So for example, when I did the album cover thing earlier that I showed you, that was the template I picked. It recommended a PDF for me because it was an album cover, and that if I were actually going to use that for print, that's what I want to use. Because this is a Facebook ad, an online ad, they're recommending a PNG, but you can change that to PDF, you can change that to JPEG, whatever you want, but we're going to keep it as PNG, which is more than fine. Then I'm just going to click download. It's going to do its thing. Bada boom. Now I go to my downloads folder. Let me minimize this real quick. Go to my downloads folder, bring it up, and here it is. Just like that, exactly how we created it. 1080p. I think it's whatever, the 1920 by 1080. Well, no, this is the Facebook ad side, so it's a bit different. But It's all there for us, ready to go. So, and I already noticed there, I feel like this compass is a little too close to the side, so I probably should have moved that over a little bit. So, with things like this, I will say, and kind of to Whitney's point, if you ever create something on Canva after this, but you're worried that it might be out of compliance, or you're not sure if it's okay, feel free to send it to any of us, anybody in marketing. You can send that to us, and we'll take a look at it for you and say if it is or not, compared to as opposed to what we know. So if you create something and you have a question, obviously reach out to anybody in marketing, and we'll look at it for you. Not to get too in the weeds on that same question again, Whitney, while I'm thinking about it. The other thing that it comes down to is, okay, is it an advertisement if you don't boost it, or is it an ad if it comes from the page at all? That is a question that we don't have the answer to because we don't have clear real estate laws from the state, or from NAR for that matter. So that's part of the reason why we always talk about business pages, not personal pages when it comes to real estate. That's another topic for another day. But if you guys have any questions on this part, let me know. What we're going to move on to next is starting from a blank canvas, starting from nothing. I wonder if I click on that, was it going to do it again? Yeah, see, I was hoping it wouldn't do that. So I'm going to go back to Canva, just the main thing here, right? And then I'm going to, and by the way, they're all saved, like I was saying, like I think I mentioned earlier. So if I want to go back and edit this yacht party thing, maybe I got the date of the yacht party wrong, I can just go back, click on it, change it to, oh right, it's September. It's on JD's birthday. That's how I remember the yacht party every year. Every year the yacht party is on JD's birthday, right? September 24th. So boom, just like that. Now I can save it and it'll say, or I can download it and it'll save my changes here as well. So X out of all these things here. I'm going to show you that in a second. I'm going to click on create a design again. And I'm going to click on, we'll do Facebook ad again just because, I mean, it'll be probably one of the more common, one of the more common styles or things that you'll use. Another big one would be Facebook post or social media, Square social media graphic. Maybe let's just do that one for the sake of it, Square social media graphic. So it's going to take me here, and again, just like last time, they're going to have loads of free and premium kind of images you can use, but we're going to do something completely from scratch, okay? We're going to go to uploads. Actually, I think if you just drag and drop, you're okay too. So I'm going to do something for a listing. Let's say we were going to do a photo, we want to do like a just listed graphic for a new listing. I'm going to go to the photos I have of that listing. This is the most recent home of the week that launched today. I'm going to find a photo that I like, and the first one is more than acceptable. But I want to see if there are other ones we could use. Oh, excuse me. You know how it is with sleep sometimes. Let's go to the top one. I'm going to take that. I'm just going to drag it literally right here. You're going to wait for it to load because not everything is instantaneous in this life. Oh, man. Come on, Canva. Don't let me down. All right, so now it's fully loaded like Herbie, and I'm going to click on it, and it's going to pop right in. So, obviously, this photo is bigger and a different shape than the square. That's fine. All we want to do is just drag it, blow it up a little bit, and then we're going to find where we want it to be. So maybe I want to center it it's a little bit too big now, I think. So I'm going to minimize it just a little bit so I can see that it's fitting the shape. And just like that, we'll put it right in here, okay? So boom, enter, that's where that photo is going to sit. Now, what I'm going to do next is I'm going to go over here, and I'm going to click on elements on the left-hand side. Jeanette just texted me and said she's cracking up, which means that my jokes are good, at least to one person. And you know what? That's all you can ask for sometimes. So I'm going to click on a couple things here. I can do shapes or I can do frames. And I'm going to do frames. And I'm going to look at, oh yeah, frames was the one that I didn't like earlier now that I mentioned that. Let me go back to shapes. I forgot that I looked at those earlier. Let's click on shapes. I think this is what I wanted to do. This is more like it. Okay, so maybe I want to take these shapes right here, and I kind of saw this done earlier. I'm going to take, I thought there's a see-through one. Maybe you want to put some sort of weird frame around it. I don't know why you want a hexagon or a pentagon, hexagon. Maybe you just want to give it a nice little frame. You fill it in here, right? Bada boom, bada bing. And then I'm going to change the color of this to a nice darker blue. No, that looks really dumb. Never mind. We'll go back to like this gray here. You know what? Let's just take this frame off completely. That looked really bad. We'll go to text instead. Our family is growing. We're having a baby girl. I don't know why. That's the first thing that they default to, but they did. They give you little section, like little paragraph things. Now, if you don't like an element, you see you have it, I go, I don't want this baby girl text on my thing. I'm going to click on it. And then up along this white bar here where I can edit everything, I'm just going to click the trash can. Delete element. Boom. Actually, I'm going to delete the group because that's the whole thing I want. Same thing here. Delete all of this. Whoops. Man, you don't want to work the way I want you to, do you, Canva? Highlight it. Delete group. Boom. So I'm going to click on just add heading. And boom. There it is. This is what we really wanted. It's going to highlight, and I'm going to type in all caps like I'm yelling. Just listed. I'm not going to make it one word, though. I'm not going to go crazy. So I don't like the way that it's formatted. I want it as one line. So just like what I'm going to do, I'm going to just pop it out, widen it a little bit. And you can see now it's one line instead of two. Next, I'm going to move it up here because I want it up in the sky up here. I want this to be like a trail of text that came from an airplane. I'm going to increase the font size a little bit, make it 56, deal with that same issue I dealt with last time. Now remember, like I said, I want this to be centered. So I'm going to click on it, and I'm going to drag it until I see that middle line down the middle, as it's called. And now I'm going to know, okay, it's centered. I don't like the way that black looks, so I'm going to highlight that. And let's see what other colors we have. We've got red. That kind of pops. I like that. I could do yellow. No. I could make it the color of the sky so you can't read it. Pink, purple, this cool green. Or I can go into here and, like I said, literally just move it around until I find a color that I really like. I did like that kind of red earlier, though, for whatever reason. I kind of liked just that color scheme, so I'm going to keep that. And maybe one big thing that's in nowadays with this kind of stuff is like big sized font on screen. I don't know if that makes any sense. Maybe what I want to do though is actually make this, instead of 56, do 96 and make it make it even bigger than that, JD. Go 120. Boom. All right. I'm going to fill the screen with it. Just listed. And now now again, this would not be a good Facebook ad because we've talked about text on screen. And that is not the way, to do it. But boom, now I've got this just listed text on screen right in front of the home. Maybe I go, you know what? I think that spacing is really bad. I don't like how big of a gap there is between that. I'm going to right click. I'm going to go up to spacing. And you can see line height. Boom. I'm just going to overlap them with just a bit more, just like that. And now I've got them a little bit closer. So my point here is, as far as the text goes, is that you can do a lot with it. But I was saying this a little bit ago. I do want to add some sort of element behind it, some sort of background maybe. No, not a background. I want to add an element. So let's find a rectangle here, and I'm going to try something that I don't know if I can do for sure, but we're going to find out. I'm going to take this and make it about the same size. Now, there's one very obvious problem that we're looking at right now, and that is that this rectangle is not where it should be. What I'm going to do is I'm going to right click it, I think. No. I'm going to click on it, and you can see up here where it says arrange. Again, just like you would on Microsoft Word, I'm going to click on that, and I'm going to say move back one, please. And boom. Now the just listed is right on top of it, which is great, but I can't see the dang home. So what I'm going to do instead now is I'm going to click this transparency. That sounded weird coming out of my mouth. Transparency up here. I'm going to click on that, and I'm just going to drag it down a little bit. So now what we've done is we've put a sort of a sort of transparent square behind the just listed. What this does is it makes the text pop more, but you can still see the home through it. I'm already looking at this, changing my mind about where I placed this just listed. So I'm going to take that, and I'm just going to drag it down here. Just because I want you to be able to see the house, which I think kind of should go without saying. But again, it's about style at this point, right? So boom. I'm going to put that down there. Saw I had a question. Canva is also a great advertising tool. I use it to make all my magazine. Oh, so Sam says that she also uses Canva to make magazine, display ads, newspaper ads, and taught some agents to use it for their marketing too. That's exactly what I'm hoping to use this for, Sam, is for everybody to be able to use this for what they want to. whether that's something, a few things, whether that's nothing, but it's another great tool to share with your agents. One thing I noticed up here is that the title, I think, the design title is still "We Are Having a Baby Girl." I'm gonna change that to the address just for my own sake, so I can keep it in mind better. So what we're gonna do, just for the sake of this one, I also want to put the logo on here, just to show everybody, just for the sake of this presentation. So I'm gonna go back here, click on the logo. It's a bit big, so I'm gonna click it, drag it up to the corner here, and just keep it up in the sky, just as a reminder of where we come from. Scroll up a little bit. Perfect. So here's my Square social media image, right? Let's just say for the sake of this, I'm done. I want to post this. I'm going to click download again. PNG. Wait for it, wait for it, wait for it. While we wait for it, I'm going to go over here to Facebook. I am going to go to my test business page that somehow has like 68 likes on it or something like that. Don't know why, don't know how, don't really post anything from it. It's just for the sakes of training. But hey, here we are. 68. Oof, good. That's not dangerous. So I'm gonna click photo video. Again, this part obviously is very similar to how you would use anything else on Facebook. Upload photo/video. It's going to ask me, it's going to tell me that's a great idea, and it's going to say, where would you want to do that from if you were to do that? I'm going to click on downloads, click on the image I just chose, and I'm going to click open. Then I'm going to say something about this, right? Maybe I type it up here, just listed. Now, while we're here, oh man, my camera's been on this whole time, hasn't it? I forgot about that. I don't think Jessica Poplinski is on this call right now, but one thing that we have noticed in a couple of our ads recently is that whether we like it or not, emojis or emoticons actually make an ad perform better. I have no idea why. I think it might just be sign of the times, but they make ads do better. Our results on the luxury page with luxury listings show that people interact with those more. And I tried it because I'd read some studies about that happening, and so for the sake of it, I figured I would try it, and it was the best home of the week in the few weeks leading up to it, or compared to the 6 weeks leading up to it. So I tried another one this week with some, and we're gonna see how that does. But it's not a bad thing to do, to try to put some emojis or emoticons into your post. I know this is a little off topic at this point. I have heard feedback from people. Some people think it looks a little unprofessional. It looks a little bit kind of modern and millennial-y, which I would argue is not a bad thing, especially when you're trying to target people on Facebook. So I do understand that to a degree. But as the marketing department, my thing is, if this is what it takes to reach the most amount of people, then I want to do that. I want to optimize and maximize our ads. So I'm going to do just listed, and then I'm going to do an emoji. Just like the movie, and I'm going to do, let's see, I can go through all of these because there's, obviously loads of them. Not the poop one, that would be weird. Or I might just search. Maybe I just want to do star, maybe? Or you can do house. I know I can do house. Let's do house. So I'm going to click house right here. I'm going to turn off my camera so I don't pick my nose while you guys are all on here or something. Just listed, I'm going to put beautiful new lakefront home in Spring Lake. 4 beds, 4 full baths, and a 150 square feet of quiet luxury lakefront. Then I'm going to say this hot property won't last long. And then, because it is lit, I'm going to put a fire there. And then I'm going to put a couple more of those there. Copy, paste, paste. Boom. I know you guys, you can think what you want about those, but you should write your results once you get them, so we have stuff to show our managers when they ask about, there's emojis on our posts now. Listen, Nicole, don't go in 100% and just put 9 emojis in every single post. Maybe try experimenting with them, but that's why I'm doing another one this week, is because I don't want it to just be a fluke, that the one that we used did well. But that's a good point. I should draft something up with that kind of with results on that. Or maybe I should do one of my weekly tip videos on that. So I'm gonna click share now, and it's gonna load, and I mean it's gonna let me get my phone up, and hopefully it'll show up well here. JDW real estate. So good. You see it. You see it right there on my Facebook page on my computer, and then let's see here. Scroll down. I'm on my phone quick. Let me get my camera up again. Boom. And now I forget if it's already mirrored for you guys, but there it shows up right there on my phone. I really like the way that looks. I don't think that looks bad at all. Again, that's personal preference, obviously, but I think it looks kind of cool, and it fills up my screen pretty well. So going back to Canva real quick, you can see, like I said, this is actually exactly where I wanted to go. You can see all the different design shapes that they have. Now, one thing that I have not seen from them yet, actually, that's not even true. Instagram, if you were to do something on Instagram, you can use the Instagram post right there. You can use the square graphic. This is just a bit more high res, but these photos, especially the square ones, are great for Instagram. So you can create multiple things for multiple platforms, for multiple venues. And like Samantha said too, this is not just a tool for you to make another Facebook image with, right? Obviously you can do that, and that's what we've kind of been using as our first example here, or our main example, I should say. But you can make basically anything on here. You can make your print ads. If you look at this page, they've got documents, so you can make cool letterheads, presentations, a magazine cover. But again, what I want you guys to think of here is think of interesting ways to market your office, your agents' listings, anything. One thing that just came to me right now, open house flyer. Exactly, Tommy, exactly. One thing that just came to me literally right now is, what if I clicked on a magazine cover and it popped up here, and I picked, oh, I don't know, let's pick this one here. As great as this guy looks, right? I'm going to take this image. Actually, what I'm going to do, let's see if I got to figure out how to do this part. Let me go to uploads. Upload your own images. Stay with me here. I'm kind of pulling a Freddy, and I'm doing something as we go. So your photos. Take my new Facebook profile image, where I look like the professor who got kidnapped by the evil villain. I'm going to go back to Canva. Right here. Nope, right here. And then I'm going to upload that image. Oh man, sometimes you click on the wrong things in life. It's just a bummer. So let's upload this image. And you see how right now I have this image in the background selected? I'm going to see if I just drag this over, boom, exactly what I wanted to do. So just like that, I have that image on that magazine. All I did was have it highlighted and drag it in. And now I'm going to change this expose. And I'm going to say agent. I'm going to make it a little bit smaller. I'm going to bring it down to 120. Ooh, that's still too big. I'm going to do 88. And I'm going to do agent spotlight. Make it a bit longer. It's a little too big still, so let's go ahead and make this, whoops, take agent spotlight here. Agent spotlight. And make him 80 font. So boom. Now, what I have created is a really cool, and I can put exclusive, and I can say JD Waldvogel, just like a magazine cover, pictured JD Waldvogel, last seen on the Blue Bridge in downtown Grand Rapids. So now I can save this and upload this to Facebook, and this is my way of spotlighting an agent instead of just putting up their headshot. Again, it's a little bit out there, a little bit kind of kooky, but I think, can you use the shapes and embed pics of agents to fit? Yep, that's exactly what I just did actually, Judith. I'll show you how to do that again in a second. But that's literally exactly what I did to get my photo like this. This is a new way to advertise for your agents, in the sense of, instead of putting up just their headshot, we made a magazine cover featuring that agent, and so now they can be literally a magazine cover agent spotlight. So then the text above it can be, check out our newest edition of our agent spotlight. This month is J.D. Waldvogel, one of our great, and you kind of play off the magazine vibe. So just to show you again, Judith, what I did was when I click on this template, I'm going to click on this photo, meaning this photo behind here, right? The one that we want to change. And while this is highlighted, you can see the points all around it. I'm going to go over here to my images and click on one. Whoops. Click on it, drag it over, and then put it over that box. Now, obviously, the house looks a little bit different. And maybe you go, oh, shoot, that's not what I wanted to fill. If I double click like that, look what I can do. I can't minimize it because it needs to fit it, but I can drag it to make sure the part of the home that I want in the photo is there. So maybe I really want to focus on that porch right there. I'm going to click enter, and there we go. You got half a porch on your magazine. So all you have to do to change that is click on it, and then go over here on the left to the photo you want to fill it with, and then just hover over, and boom, there it is. And then just download it. Now, because this is a magazine cover, when I click download, it's going to recommend that it wants me to, it's going to recommend that I print it as a PDF. If I print as a PDF, if I save as a PDF, I will not be able to post it to Facebook. So I'm going to change this to PNG, and then I would download that. So that was how you do that. I was thinking more like of the stars or moon circles. Can use the shapes and embed pics of agents to fit. Okay, so then what you would want to do there, Judith, if I'm understanding you right, which I think I am this time, let's just go ahead and delete that photo and that one, just so that we have this here. I'm going to go in and let's see how we want to do this. Let's do elements, shapes, and I'm going to take this big circle right here, and I'm going to put it right here, right? So I just put elements, and then shapes, and I picked that circle. I'm going to go back to my uploads, and you'll see how this circle is still uploaded here. I'm going to do the same thing, drag it, and it did not do what I wanted it to do. Okay, cool. So now I'm learning just like we all are here real quick. Not that your cover wasn't lovely, because it was. Thank you, Judith. Oh, I appreciate it. I sometimes I need those kind of words. So that is actually a good question, because it's not letting me do it the way that it did a second ago. So what I'm going to do then, let's try this. And maybe Sam, if you know how to do this, you can chime in while I do this. I'm going to go to frames here, and maybe that'll do it for us. I'm going to take this circular frame, and I think this will maybe do it for us. Uploads. Yeah, but why is that little weird green thing there? That's silly. Arrange, forward, back. Okay, well, it's not exactly what I wanted out of it. I don't know why it's doing that. You know what, Judith? I don't want to waste all of our times while we're doing this. So let me try to figure that out and get back to you on that, because I don't want to be wrong on that. I know that with a lot of these here, with any of these frames, I know that what this kind of canvas background means with like the cloud and the rolling hills is something that you can take and upload and pop it right into, and it'll fit the frame like that. And maybe that's what it is, but I know that the stars and stuff that you're talking about, I don't see those. Oh, hey, look at that. Haha, never mind. Figured it out. If you click on the star right here, boom, and you do just exactly what we talked about. Then go to uploads, click on that. Whoops, I did that wrong. Uploads, drag it to the thing. And again, if I double click, I can rearrange what part fits the star. But you're going to want to make sure, like obviously like this one's going to cut off our faces because of the shape. You're going to want to make sure your shape or your photo is big enough that you can rearrange it within the shape. Because if I do it like this, obviously that star doesn't look very good. And that's not a photo that I'm going to use for something like that. Any other questions? I know that I'm just kind of messing around. I've been having fun, although the 6 people who've left this course while it's been going on probably did not have as much fun. Do you guys have any other questions on this? Oh, there is one thing I want to show you guys. The logo. Obviously, like I've said before, if you want to reach out to any of us in marketing, we will supply you with the Coldwell Banker logo for your local DBA. But if you want to just have it on hand, what you can do, and now I'm going to show you the path in the Michigan online office. Collage, I'll do that next, Ruth. Awesome. I will show you guys this in the Michigan online office, but it should be reflected in your in the other states. If it is not, get in touch with myself or Elizabeth, or if you're in Florida, just get in touch with myself, and I will make sure that we can get that set up for you. What you want to do is go to online office. Let me get all the way out of it, right? I'm going to go to my dashboard on online office. On the left-hand side, I'm going to click Resource Center, and then I'm going to click Storage. So here's the path you guys want to write down. Oh, it took me right there on accident. Well, it took me right there on purpose, but it's going to take me here, and you're going to want to click on this first one. So we're in the Storage Center. You're going to click on Coldwell Banker Schmidt Storage, Coldwell Banker Schmidt Realtors. Then you're going to scroll down a little bit, and you can kind of see it right here. Marketing Forms and, I'll zoom in there, Marketing Forms and you can see here it says Forms and Logos, 2018. So we're going to click on that folder. And then it's going to bring you some other stuff, but then you're just going to click on Logos. And here they all are. AJS Schmidt, Woodland Schmidt, Sunstar Morris, Schmidt Realtor, Schmidt Family of Companies. All of our Michigan DBAs are here in this folder. If your state is, if it's not that same path, you could also, if we go back to the Schmidt Storage, if I just type in the word logo up in the search bar, it's going to take me to a bunch of these. Now it's going to be a bit more complicated because it's going to have a bunch of different folders with all the stuff here, and obviously we should probably just take all those previous ones out, shouldn't we? But they are available there if you just want to search for that word. And again, here's the folder earlier. Schmidt Realtors, Marketing Forms and Logos. They all show up right there. Now some of these you can see it says logo Berkeley. You don't see the Woodland Schmidt under this Coldwell Banker one. That's because it's in white text. So you'll see this one right here, Woodland Schmidt, black text. It's going to look the same as this one, but there's going to be white text behind it, obviously. So that's where you can find the logos. If you just go to your online office in the storage, you can type logo and pop it up that way, or you can go to the Coldwell Banker Schmidt Storage. You can go down to Marketing Forms and Logos, and then you can click on Logos. And then download your DBA and pop that onto anything you want on Canva. Ruth asked about collages, which is one thing that we had also talked about on the phone earlier today. So I'm going to go to My Designs real quick, and I'm going to go ahead and just move a couple of these to the trash. I don't think Jeanette's going to want that as the album cover, so I'm going to delete that. And I'm going to do this, actually, I'm going to do the Yacht Party. The Yacht Party got canceled, so we're not going to use that one. So I'm going to click on Create a Design. And I'm going to see if there are collage templates here. It doesn't seem like there are off of these things. But then we'll click on, let's go up here to Square Social Media graphic again. Oh no, come on Canva. There we go. Layouts. And you can search Canva layouts here. And I'm going to search for, let's see, Canva layouts. What we look for? Collage. So let's try searching collage. So here, there's a framed one right here that we can use, or we can click on, let's see here, this guy we could use. We could do this one. I'm adding a bunch to it at the same time. We don't want to do that right away though. Is that really not going to make me, do layouts. I saw a tab for it earlier, which is why I know you can do it, but, there it is. Delete all that crap. Under Elements, if you click on Grid, it can give you all of these different grid options here. What I would like, if I could find a Canva, is just a 4x4. Here it is. Boom. So I've got the 4x4 filled in, and then just like the other ones, I'm going to go to my Uploads, and then I'm just going to click the photo for each square. Now I don't like the one that's positioned, so I'm going to double click. I'm going to move that over a bit there. Not to embarrass you, Jeanette, but it's the only photo I have here. I'm going to put that one there. And just so you don't yell at me, I'm going to go and zoom in and just change it to more of the sky behind you. And then if I had a fourth image, just for the sake of put the logo in here. So, whoops, didn't actually let me do that one. Or did I screw that one up? Yeah, I think it's because of cutouts and transparents can't be put in frames, so I can't. That's why I can't do that one. So we'll just do. We'll put the Yacht Party photo up there. So to answer your question, Ruth, all you have to do is when you pick a layout, when you pick a shape, just go to Elements, and then you're going to click on Grid. And then you're just going to pick the grid that you want, 4, 5, 6, however many homes you want. And then just like we were looking at earlier, you have a couple of options. You could take that logo off of there. You could type above this on Facebook. You could type in, you know, here are our solds for the week, or here are the 4 open houses for the week. Or if I wanted to, maybe this was an open house thing, I could put a line of open house, or the address and the date underneath each post. So I put this one right here, and I'm going to say open Saturday 10 to 12. And I'm going to just minimize it, obviously make that text a bit smaller. And then I'm going to make the text white because the white's going to look better on that. So I'm going to do 1081, I think it is 1081 Hammond. And it, you know, obviously that white does not look as good, so maybe we'll pick that cool red that we liked earlier. It's going to be hard to show up on that green. Maybe I'll put it above each one. So then I could put text on each photo with the address and the open house, although that red's hurting my eyes a little bit. But you get my point. So that would be how you would go ahead and do that one. Well, that looks weird. What happened there? Oh, I uppercased everything. Whoa, you can do that? That's so cool. I mean, I learned something new. Yeah, now we've got a grid of open houses or of 4 random photos that you can use for free. And then you could upload this again to Instagram, to Facebook. You could attach it in an email. You could really, like I said, you can use these things for whatever. This is not just a Facebook graphic site. Any other questions on Canva? I'm going to add a poll. I'm going to create a new poll here. Or is it not going to let me do that as easily as I was hoping? Manage polls, create poll. Is Canva a tool you will use? Whoops. I'm going to type in the answer yes, and I'm going to say no, and I'm going to say maybe. I'm going to click save. Okay, so now there should be a poll that just launched on the sidebar for you guys, and if you see this, I'd love for you to just, you know, if you already use it a lot, please click on that and click on yes. But I'd love to get some answers from you guys on this, because not that we need to have a definitive answer for this, but I'd love to know, and if you want to write in the box as well, that would be great. If this is a tool that you can see yourself using, I'd love to know. If it's not something that you think will be that helpful, that is also a very acceptable answer. I just want to get some feedback on this, as we thought it would be a good tool to use. So Ruth says yes, Melissa says yes. We've got 57% of precincts reporting in who've reported yes, which I think is pretty solid. So yeah, so like I said, I am obviously we were learning this as we go. It seems like there are a lot of added features in Canva. Yeah, I totally agree with you, Sue. Up until probably about a month ago, I honestly had not used Canva in probably 2 or 3 years. And I stopped using it back then for a reason. And then when I came back in here, I was like, oh my gosh, this does seem a lot cooler. Denise did some really cool business cards for my manager. That's awesome, Denise. That I would actually love to see those. That'd be really cool. So, I'm going to close the poll now because, oh, hello, face. Because I got pretty decent answers there. But as always, guys, thank you so much for participating here. I hope that you guys love Canva as much as I do. If it's something that you think your agents can use, which I think, you know, this is a very useful graphic design tool for agents, please share this. Do a lunch and learn. Share this recording. This video is going to be recorded. Well, it's been recorded. It's going to go up on YouTube for you guys to use after this. And get this out there to your agents and to your employees. Now, again, like I said earlier, Canva is not, I'm not sharing this to replace the marketing department. We are still here to help you guys with whatever you want, and Canva does have its limits, of course. But if it's National Hot Dog Month and you're like, dang, I want to do a cool hot dog post for my business page, and it works if you snap better, go ahead and do that. So that's all I got for you guys today. Thank you so much for paying attention and for putting up with me and my 95% bad jokes. As always, if you have any questions about anything, feel free to reach out. Otherwise, I'll see you guys soon.